What's up, Bonnet family? Mike Lindsley with you here for an ML Sports Take as we recap the loss in Springfield, Mass to Florida Atlantic, a game I thought that the Bonnies could have had. I really thought that this one was possible. This is all brought to you by Stumbling Monkey Brewing Company and Camilla's Golf Club. 64-54, Bonnet loses, and the entire game, until the rut in the second half, I'm going, this is the way we like it when they play higher-ranked teams, better teams, a Final Four team from last year, like keep it a little bit low scoring, get in foul trouble maybe on the other side, you make some free throws if you're Bonaventure, lock down D and you win by a couple of points and sneak out of there. But the problem was Bonaventure just could not do anything in the second half, and it's so unfortunate because for about 25 to 27 minutes, this thing looked pretty good, I thought. They went into the half only down one, and then the second half was just a colossal disaster. I mean, Bonnie only scored 28 points. FAU scored 37 points. I thought that Bonner did everything that they could against the big man in Golden. He only had 11 points. They held Florida Atlantic to 41% shooting. They went 5 for 20 from three. I mean, the defensive effort was unreal. Bonaventure got out-rebounded by 4 overall, but the offensive rebounding wasn't really that great. I think the turnovers were a monster problem. There were 2 huge things in the second half: turnovers and these 2 words, wasted possessions. How many layups can you miss? How many times can they go down and turn the ball over? How many times just the chippies here and there, like they got nothing out of Banks. They got nothing, out of him at all. Adams Woods was okay in this game, but again, 9 points isn't going to cut it for a guy who was your hottest player going in. Flowers was unbelievable off the bench. With 12, but it was just a horrible shooting game from both teams. Bonaventure was 7 of 18 from 3, but really for me, the 2 big ones were, the turnovers, 21 to only 13 for FAU, and then just the wasted possessions, just awful, missed opportunities, missed layups and turnovers and all the rest happening in that second half. And if I had to take a third one, it would be a lack of rebounding, certainly on the offensive end. I mean, 27 of the 32 rebounds for Bonnie came on the defensive side of the basketball. So overall, I thought they did everything they had to do. I mean, they were within 1. They were keeping it close. And then the second half happened, and that 11-0 run really in that area of time hurt Bonaventure a lot. I mean, it was a bad stretch there where Bonnie just could not get anything going whatsoever offensively. And then you kind of look at all these guys who normally step up for Bonaventure. Again, FAU's defense was kind of locked down as well, but nobody could really get going during that stretch. I mean, when you think about that time period, it was really, really brutal. At one point, I mean, you're within 1 point at 42-41, and then bang, it's all of a sudden 52-41, and then from there, just Bonnet could not recover. I mean, you think about at that point, they had 41 points with 6:40 to go, and then Bonnie could only score 13 more points the rest of the way. So it was disappointing game. I thought Bonaventure really could have had this one. And could you imagine the resume if they had a win against a top 15 team last year, a Final Four club? So disappointing. You got to regroup and let's see what happens as we move into the holiday season. But really thought Bonaventure could have won this one. But again, offensive rebounds brutal, turnovers brutal, and wasted possessions across the board, especially during that stretch in the second half. It was just really hard to watch. And when you get down double figures to a team like that, it's awfully hard to come back. Even when they're not playing great offensively, they can do so many other things. They're deep. They're versatile. They're long. They can cover the floor across the board. And even in a game where they beat you by 10, but you could have won by 10, they might do the little things while you're not doing the little things. And so they, credit FAU, of course, but man, I really thought Bonaventure had a real shot at this one. Kind of let one get away today in Springfield, Massachusetts. Just didn't play well enough in those categories I mentioned. ML Sports Take here, brought to you by Stumbling Monkey Brewing Company and Camilla's Golf Club. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.